trying to find a way out of townships.
Hey, you, stop what you're doing. Put the polony down, put the archer down. You need to listen. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Welcome to another episode of Under the Effing Sun. And today, Spitting Kunzmala. The graybeard himself, Mr. Muzim Tabel.
Yes, sir.
Unja.
Ngiyaphila ndodana kunjani?
Siyaphila. Thank you for
Great.
coming in.
Thank you. No, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, before we get into any of the dynamics, we just want to read a few fortune cookies. So everybody grab one. Let's see what your fortune says today.
Rocks.
I feel set up. Let me have that one. Wine undana nayo
Already. I'll go first since I'm quick. Mine says opportunities of all sorts abound right now.
Hallelujah.
That sounds true.
That's supposed to be mine. Okay, mine is to deserve success is more important than to achieve it. Oh, out here.
Okay.
Oh no.
Out here.
Mine tore.
Two.
Yeah, I've been sabotaged.
You see, I told you.
That's your fortune.
I told you I'm being set up here. Why big mele itolo you mean?
Okay, it says something about not making assumptions. So, moral of the
your
story:
facts
don't make
straight.
assumptions.
Okay.
Period.
Okay, the effort you put in now will shape your future. Makes sense. I believe it. So what are the numbers?
I think it's your lucky number. It's just your lucky number for the day is lucky number 1.
Oh, I'm number 1.
15.
11.
Okay. Now that we've got the little superstition out of the way, let me tell you today what is under the sun. Today, under the sun, we have our topic of should religion have a place in South African politics? Now, before we start answering, I'm going to just go around each one of us, one by one. We're just going to give a yes or no at the top of the card right now without any explanations. Whoever wants to start can start.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No. So we have an even split. Okay. Before we get into today's topic, the reason why our guest today is Mr. Muzim Tabela is because you, sir, are a learned scholar on religion. As you have so explained, he's my on-screen father, by the way. So I invited him here today because I want to hear. I don't like doing topics wherein we don't have the perspective of the other side.
Yeah.
I want to have a discussion. I don't want it to be points of view that just go nowhere.
Okay.
So before we start, just want to read you a quote. It says, it's a quote by Stephen King. As a species, we are fundamentally insane. Put more than 2 of us in a room, we pick sides and start dreaming up reasons to kill one another. Why do you think we invented politics and religion? Just a quote that I found. I thought it's kind of resonated with today's topic. But the first question at the top of the card, guys, do you feel religion and politics have a necessary connection beyond your own wants or worldview? Anybody can take the floor. It's a fight. Anybody can take the floor.
Rocks. Okay, from my side, I think they kind of do to an extent, right?
Okay.
Because people don't separate who they are to how they lead, and especially us as South Africans,
Okay.
we're mostly religious.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
I feel
politics,
like, with that being said, it does influence decision making of some sorts.
Okay. But do you personally feel that religion and politics have a necessary connection beyond your own wants? Should it be a thing beyond your own wants? Okay.
Religion and politics, I think, in my opinion, there are 2 sides of the same coin.
Okay.
It's
so you can't have
about-
one without the other.
One is the expression of the other, one way or another. They are intertwined
Okay.
because in religion, we think it's about spirituality, but our politics without the spirituality is empty.
Okay.
Everything that we do has a spiritual aspect to it,
All right.
whether you like it or not. How how a country is being governed, or the system that is being used in each and every country, there is a spiritual aspect to it, or there's a spiritual reason why things happen the way they do, or why they choose the principles that they do, or why they pass certain laws and not pass others.
So the two have a necessary connection
They are intertwined. You can't have one without the other.
beyond your own wants.
That's why we have church politics.
Fair enough. Fair enough, madam.
So real.
Okay, I think they, of course, do have a connection, but I don't think it's necessary because people are so different. So I think it is up to our world leaders in politics to ensure that everybody's catered to, regardless of their religious standing. So, yeah, I would say the connection is there, but I wouldn't deem it as necessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me bring it back to us here in South Africa.
Yeah.
South Africa is a secular state that recognizes a separation of church and state. But it's in the Constitution, in section 15, that the South African Constitution guarantees freedom of religion, belief, and opinion. Now, I'm saying that to go into my next prompt. Based off of our South African history, has religion in politics benefited all South Africans? If it hasn't benefited all, which group has benefited? You can go back as far as you like, apartheid, but my question is, based off of our South African history, has religion in politics benefited all South Africans?
Personally, I find it interesting that it was church, for example, that or Christian people that started the ANC
Okay.
because of Christian principles.
Okay.
Along the way, for example, if you listen to our national anthem, Nkosi Sikelel' iAfrika, and then Maliphakanyiso uphondo lwayo, yizwa imithandazo yethu Nkosi Sikelela, and then we would say, before they cut it, we would say, Woza moya oyingcwele.
Oh, there was a longer version.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is,
Learning things today.
the national anthem was originally a song by Enoch Sontonga. It was just a song that he wrote, which was a cry for freedom. So the song would go, Woza moya, oyingcwele, Nkosi Sikelel. It was a bit of a longish song. But when we eventually got the freedom, we cut out Umoya Oyingcwele. Because we wanted to accommodate other religions. But when we were fighting, we invited him,
Okay.
which is quite interesting for me.
Okay. So let's look at the apartheid era. The apartheid era, sorry. Who benefited majority from religion in politics? Or did it start off because the white supremacy thing, they also thought it was based in their own religion. They mixed it into the politics that no, we should be the overlords of black people. But then we flipped it around because you're saying Christians mostly started the ANC. So we got our liberation from that. So would you say, I'm trying to get to a proper answer, but would you say religion and politics has benefited all South Africans equally?
It was intertwined from the word go, because even Amabhunu, when they oppressed abantu abamnyama, they oppressed them for spiritual reason,
Okay.
or for religious reason,
Okay.
or from a religious standpoint. So you can't separate a man's spirituality with what he does, or politicize his spirituality, because what you do comes from the spirit that is behind the reason you do things.
Okay. I see your point. I personally would say, I feel like the group that has benefited in South African history has been twofold. At the beginning, it was the white majority, or the white minority actually, because they were always historically a minority. But we thought of them as the majority because obviously the wealth, you know what I mean? But I feel like at that moment in time, it was them who benefited
Yeah.
with coming with their, because they mixed in the two. They said, no, we came here to save you from A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But we flipped the script at some point because I don't want to use the Bible per se because I'm trying to cover religion as a whole, but religion always has an underdog story. Hinduism, whatever it is, there always has to be something to overcome something. So Africans used that to say, no, hold on. Let's actually try and overcome this. And we have. So I would say both. how can I say it?
These
Both
are
groups,
narrow.
because technically the two groups we're talking about is whites and blacks. I say both groups have benefited. That's my opinion. I don't know who's benefiting the most right now, but historically, both of them have benefited. What do you think?
I don't know history like that, so I will take a step back from this one.
Okay.
Damn, you think both groups benefited?
Yeah.
I definitely think there are some groups that have felt left out.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What do you think off the top of your head the majority religion in South Africa is?
Christian.
Christianity.
Yeah.
By far. Why is it that we think
Which
that?
is quite debatable at the same time.
Okay.
Because there are people who say they are Christian culturally, but not in practice.
I see you.
And then I can't, for example, say I'm a Christian and then Christianity or the Bible says don't wear caps. And then I say I'm a Christian, but I like to wear caps and I choose to wear a cap.
Okay.
But I still call myself that.
All right.
In essence, you are not. But even though you are saying you are.
Okay. I see your point.
So we can.
Out of 80 to 85% of Christians who say they are Christian, might actually come down to half of that because of that.
Even a third of that, even a quarter of that.
Yeah.
But that's between the man and his God, as
Yeah.
what Mandela once said. You see, the issue of his spirituality is between the man and his God.
Real.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Moving along, I want to ask, does, when a politician is campaigning, for example, he's campaigning for whatever party he's campaigning for, and then obviously in the course of his promises, some of them, I don't know them personally, but some of them start to invoke their religious belief to sort of cement themselves as, what can I say? To cement themselves as having the right to lead.
And yeah.
Does invoking religion in politics favor the politician or the voter? Because the politician sometimes will come in, no, I have a divine right, God told me, or Krishna told me, or whatever God it is you worship. Does invoking religion in politics favor the politician or the voter? I say it favors the politician.
I say it can go both ways.
It can.
Can favor the politician. Only if though they're gonna use religion to manipulate votes and gain trust from the people.
Okay.
However, though, if it is in the people's favor, it can be in the people's favor. Why? Because, yay. Okay, let me slow down.
No, you're getting
Okay.
it, you're getting it.
Right. It can be in the people's favor because religion, as its core, is supposed to promote honesty, service, and accountability, right? So it can go both ways. But then again, when used the wrong way, it can be very harmful.
So you think it favors both? It can favor both.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with Deboha. I think it can favor both, but ultimately, I think because politicians are the way they are, it's always going to benefit the politician more. Like, we haven't ever had a case where there was a politician that was purely in it for the people. Especially in this age of corruption, they're often in it for themselves. So I think it can favor the voter, but more often than not, it favors the politician. Yeah.
It depends on the heart of the ruler. Because you can use politics for selfish gain or for selfish ambition. And it's even worse when you use religion, because when you invoke a religion, then you are invoking a spirituality. And people are always fascinated by the spirit world. If I say to you, if I come here and say, God told me to tell you that it is wrong to wear a cap, a black cap with socks written in it, and I actually tell you what you ate this morning, trust me, everything that I say, you will do, because I have a divine.
It adds that sense of.
It gets to a point where I can manipulate you to do the things that I want you to do, even if now I don't have the voice of
that
God
actual.
on
Okay.
my life. I'll make a simple example. There's a gentleman called, I think his name is John Edward.
Okay.
There used to be a show called Crossing Over with John Edward. He was a psychic. He could see into the spirit world.
Okay.
So they asked him one time, have you ever used your gift to manipulate people? And then he said, when he was young, he wanted his big brother's room because it was bigger. And then he said to his big brother, I keep seeing ghosts in your room. And the big brother, so he would come to his big brother's room and he would actually jump and say, I see a ghost sitting. So his big brother left his room to go into his smaller room, and then he decided, okay, since you're no longer sleeping in your room, I might as well just sleep in your room. Imagine that happening at a bigger scale, happening where people will come and say, God says I must rule for another 5 years, even though God didn't say it. So I think invoking the issue of spirituality as a politician, it gives you that divine authority. Like you said, I have a divine authority to rule over you because the gods are saying so, or God said so.
So in this current climate of South African politicians, even world politicians, would you say, because I'm trying to quote, even Donald Trump has been saying a lot of things. He's I think he's religious, but he keeps saying things like, you know, we're starting this war because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's a divine war, whatever. You know, in this current climate of world politicians and world leaders, does invoking religion help them maintain their stability?
They use it as a tool.
They use it as a tool.
Somebody told, or I was watching something where somebody said a certain prophet is a teacher, is like a spiritual teacher of Donald Trump.
Okay.
About the end times, which is the speech that he made. He said, "You do know that the end times in the Bible, the war will start in Iraq. So we are starting a holy war."
Okay.
So he is manipulating whoever has some kind of
To push
knowledge to push his own personal political agenda,
Okay.
using his spirituality. But if, for example, Donald Trump was truly a Christian, he wouldn't be starting wars that kills people.
Yes.
He would be a man of peace, but he is not. So, which is what I was saying, that you can use politics, you can weaponize, that's the word I'm looking for. You can weaponize religion to push your own personal agenda as a politician.
Okay. Can I just get a group answer for all of us? So in South Africa right now, does it favor the politician or the voter in our current climate, do you think?
I don't think they are godly to begin with.
Okay. That's another one. I say it favors the politicians right now.
Real, I'd say it favors the politician, yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. Okay. I want to read you a quote here by former Chief Justice of South Africa, Mogoeng. I don't know if I'm getting it right or wrong. Mogoeng. Okay. He's frequently asserted that his and specifically his potential future presidency of South Africa is predetermined by God. Before retiring in 2021, he stated that he got a signal from God regarding his appointment as Chief Justice in 2011. In 2023, he indicated he would only run for public office if God wanted him to. Is that an example of people trying to use that religious assertion to say, hey, I'm right in what I'm doing, vote for me? That can be an example, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm a fan of history, right? So I always like to study the macabre sides of history. I believe in, if we understand our history, we're kind of going to know where we're going, or at least we're not going to repeat the same mistakes we made before. Yeah. But it seems like we're repeating them. World War III might be starting. We might be here, the studio might be bombed. We don't know. But I'm saying that to say, just quoting Adolf Hitler at some point in time, he was never truly religious. He was more religious unto himself as a person. He believed he was kind of, he tried to warp Christianity and make it a Germanic thing because of his racial purity ideas. But at some point in time, he tried to use the Catholic Church to assert his message of European dominance. Just a fun fact I thought people would know. Or people would like to know. But on to my next prompt. Do religious politics contribute to or cause problems to African instability? Let me try and phrase it again. Do religious politics contribute to or alleviate African instability? For example, Boko Haram, ISIS, xenophobia, etc. Religious politics, because those are religious politics. Those are religious groups that try to now mix the two. As we say, they're intertwined, right?
Yeah.
Does that contribute to our African instability? Or let's start in South Africa. Does that contribute to South African instability? For example, xenophobia. I've seen it rising again. People are shutting down Nigerian shops and whatnot, all of these things. Does religious politics play a part in that? In our South African instability?
How it's applied, right? Because if we're gonna use religion to unite and guide ethical leadership, then it can cause stability. But if it's used to divide or push out a certain group, then it can cause instability, in my opinion.
Is it causing instability though?
Right now, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely.
I agree, because I feel like if anybody was truly God sent, they wouldn't want any war. You know, they wouldn't want to kill people. They would just they'd want peace. They'd want to love their neighbor as they love themselves. So I definitely think religious politics contributes to African instability, because if we were all truly on the same standing, even if we're not believing in the same thing, we'd all be seeking peace with each other.
More than anything.
Okay.
I think religion and politics are tools.
Okay.
The biggest problem is not the tools themselves. It's the people who use the tools.
It's the people who use the tools, okay?
From a Christian perspective or from the narrative of the Bible, the problem with mankind is sin in the heart of man.
Okay.
You can give a sinful man any good weapon or any good tool, they'll use it as a weapon. They will weaponize it. Not because of anything, but simply because of sin in the heart of man. Man is sinful. You often hear people saying, God knows my heart. Yes, God knows your heart. The Bible says your heart is wicked above all things. Who can know it? Truth be told, all of us here, we would like to have anything that our hearts desires.
True.
You'd like to have, when I born, you'd like to have as many girlfriends as possible.
Hey, go Siam!
If it was okay for you to have 10 girlfriends, would you? You would. So naturally, we just want those things. Naturally, man is corrupt
Okay.
because of the fall of man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe let's say you love money. I don't know you, but let's say you love money.
Okay.
There are things that may seem immoral, but that we would do if we had a chance to make that money. If I came to you with a contract and say, hey, listen, there's this tender. All you need to do, you'll pretend to be my partner, just sign here as my partner, you'll get 5% of this, which is 10 million. And you're thinking, I'm just signing. I hope I won't be caught. You do that, probably. I don't know what you would probably do, but let's say there's a possibility of you doing something a little bit, telling a little lie. We call it a white lie. You tell a white lie, you'd get away with things, and I tell you, I'm the one who processes checks at work. We'll just process this check. When you'll just come and say, I did the service, and you'll get 20 million rand. You'd probably tell the small lie. It's a small lie. There's wickedness and sinfulness in the heart of man.
Okay.
So the tools that we use are not wrong in and of themselves.
Okay.
They get used wrongly. So if you're asking me, does religion and politics corrupt or contribute?
To African stability.
There's no religion involved in most of the African leaders who don't want to leave the chair.
Okay.
All of them,
Oh,
the
okay.
problem with African leaders is they do not want to leave the seat of power.
Yes.
And there are no politics involved. There's no religion involved in that.
Okay, so
It's just sin in the heart of a man who doesn't want to leave the seat.
so if I can get your answer, religion and politics don't have anything or don't have much to do with African instability. It's usually the person themselves.
It's greed, for example.
greed. Okay.
It's greed in the heart of man, which has nothing to do with the religion. But I can use the religion
Okay.
to keep staying in the seat. I mean, these guys are like 90 years old. He still wants to sit on the throne. What is he going to do with all the money that he's stealing?
Put the youth in.
You see?
Okay.
So that has nothing to do with the tool of politics, but it's how it's being used.
Okay, I see you. Well, just in the current climate of this ongoing war, as of 28 March 2026, the African National Congress President, Mr. Cyril Cupcake Ramaphosa, has called for an immediate ceasefire in the war between Israel, the United States, and Iran. Just pointing that out there. So we're still on the fence. We're fence sitters as South Africans. Just a bonus question. Do you think we should be in this? Or this war? Do you feel like we should be? I don't know what the general consensus on social media is, but personally, I don't want any part of any war.
Same. My question is, can we afford it?
We shouldn't be involved in war.
Okay.
But if any one of us is involved in war or is being affected by war, that war should affect us.
Okay.
If people are dying and we don't feel attached or we feel detached from their pain,
Okay.
it means something has died in us as people.
Fair enough. Madam?
I feel like we should do our best to try and help whoever is in need, but I'm very much against violence. You know, I'm all for peace. So, yeah, stop the wars, guys. Spread love.
Guys, you heard us.
Stop fighting.
My thing has always been war is a failure of peace negotiations. Or was just a failure of like discussions. Because how did it get there? How did
How
it get
did
there?
it get the real?
It got there because of the people involved. Like you were saying, it's about the heart of man. I feel like at the end of the day, there's always going to be those among us that act on our horrible impulses. But then there's us who are able to do better because we know better and we acknowledge it.
Okay.
You know, so yeah.
Okay. Let me
Somebody once said the chain is only as strong as its weakest part. If one of us is suffering, all of us should be suffering.
okay.
The moment we don't feel the pain of your neighbor, which is why Jesus told the story of the good neighbor,
Okay.
because as between the Jews and Samaritans there was a tension.
Okay.
So when Jesus was making the example of a good neighbor, he was talking to the Jews and said, that's my neighbor. How can you tell me that that Indian man from India is my neighbor? How can you say the Chinese man is my neighbor? Let me bring it home. How can you say to me, as a black man in South Africa, Ibunu is my neighbor, and I should love him, I should care for him, I should forgive him? So I think the moment we don't see the next person as your neighbor, that means something in you has died as a person.
Okay. Can I ask you guys a bonus question? Just a quick yes or no. Do you think... Okay, I just lost my entire question.
Oh no.
I promise you I lost my entire... I'm joking. Do you guys think that our political leaders, let's say... Okay, the majority... No. Let me just put it as a figurehead. Do you feel like our presidents in any country in the world, we can start here in South Africa, do you feel like they are a representation of our worst and best ideologies? Do you feel like they are a good representation of society or a bad representation of society? Let's start with Cyril, Mr. President. I don't know.
I think they are a good representation of society.
Okay.
Because it's not like they get into power thinking, yeah, I'm going to get there and I'm going to steal all the money and nobody's going to benefit or anything like that, right? They get there with the right intentions, just like the ANC with things like triple BEE and whatever. It was to correct the system that had failed us as black people, right?
Okay.
So they get there, and as men, they are exposed to power and all these things. And so you get one taste of it and you want more of it. And that's just what happens to all of us in any position. The moment you get a $10,000 check, you're going to want it again because now your life shifts and you want to maintain that lifestyle that you've now opened up. You know?
So your answer is yes, but.
Yes, but always.
Okay.
In short, power corrupts,
Power corrupts.
and absolute power
It
corrupts absolutely. By the way, that's a quote by Lord Acton.
Okay.
Yeah, he said power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Okay. Well, what do you think, sir? Is our president, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, a good representation of our society and our wants and needs?
I wouldn't say good or bad, but he's or presidents in general are a representation of its people because we keep voting for them over and
Okay.
over, regardless of what they are exposed to be doing.
Okay.
I'd say yes too.
Yes. Okay.
We are getting exactly what we want.
Because we keep putting them back.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me give you guys a little scenario, right? So think about this for a second. You are a leader of any African country right now, any of your choosing. Given the power, which religion are you banning? And or which one are you
Embracing.
as part of your regime? As a leader, let's say you're elected today, South African president, Mr. Mangoba T. Kumalo. I say, for all intents and purposes, let go of Islam. I'm banning it in South Africa, but I am backing Buddhism. I'm not saying that's my scenario. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, as president, which, if any, would you ban? Any religion? Which one would you embrace as part of your rule?
I think for me it's obvious.
Okay. Okay. Are you banning any?
I would ban Islam.
Why, sir?
From what I've studied, Islam is not a true religion of God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We can keep it there. We don't need to expand. Okay. So you ban Islam, espouse Christianity.
Yes.
I see you.
Personally.
I saw the gears turning in your head. Okay.
Okay, I didn't know about that, but personally, I wouldn't ban or promote any religion if that was an option, because once we start excluding people, that's when like damage starts. Instead of just possibly just separate religion from state power, but while allowing leaders to lead ethically.
Okay. So you wouldn't, you'd just be,
Mm.
I see you. I see you. Mr. Tolerance.
Okay.
Madam.
Okay, I wouldn't ban any religion,
Okay.
but I would promote Buddhism
Okay.
and mastery of self, because life comes with suffering and that's inevitable. So I would make sure that my people know that, and that they are able to help each other with that and through that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now that everybody else has answered, now it's
pro-
time for the big dog.
That provokes so many questions for me, but
Really?
yeah, like you said, let's leave it there.
Okay.
We discussed.
Now, which religion am I, the Prince of Wakanda, banning in
Yes,
South
it's weird.
Africa?
Yeah.
None, if I'm being totally honest. I am not religious myself, but I do believe in everybody should practice what is true to them. Be it a religious or spiritual ideology, whatever it is. If it is not harmful to others and it is for the betterment of self and nothing more than that, then practice it truly. I would not espouse any religion either under my regime. I would try to separate church and state because I do not want any influencing the other. As I'm quoting, like the whole Nigerian thing, people being kicked out of their shops. What does the presidency say to that? I don't know what they're saying, but people are saying, no, these people aren't our neighbors. They must go back home. But if truly we are, or we like to think of ourselves as moral people here in South Africa, then what's that about? Just a question. Just a question. Can I just ask you guys, what political party do you vote for, if you vote, if you mind me asking?
ATM.
What's ATM?
African Transformation Movement.
Really? Is
I
it
can see you
new?
love money.
Yeah. Booming.
Yeah, that's why I voted ATM.
Okay, I've never heard of that. First time
It
hearing
was
this.
founded in 2018.
Also, it's relatively
Yeah,
new.
it's coming.
Okay.
It'll rule. And ironically, it's a Christian-based political party.
Ibambe Lapo.
Yoruba.
Okay.
The other years, all the other years from 1999, I've been voting the ANC.
Okay.
And in the last national elections, I voted for MK. Just to throw the spanner in the works, not because I support them. I don't believe any political party can bring solutions to the issues of mankind except God.
That's so true.
Okay.
Okay. I personally am apolitical, right? But I did vote for the DA and the EFF. Because
Disruptor.
like I feel like we are in need of a revolution. We're in need of a change, like a very big change. And in order for that to happen, like shit has to hit the fan. You know, like we need to see what our problems are. They need to come face us as they are so we can tackle them as a people together. And I feel like voting for the ANC or MK won't really help with things like that. EFF wants problems and they want solutions and they want them now. But the DA has their way of fixing things and dealing with things. So I think for me, that was a good combination. So that's what I did.
If I may ask, what is the solution?
What is the solution?
Yes.
I don't know either. I don't know. That's why we're supposed to have discussions like this so we can find it.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
even if I tell you something, it's only relative for me and my life.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what your reality is. So in order to find something that works for everybody, we all have to come together. Different types of people have to have the discussion. And we have to put the right world leaders in place that are able to consider everybody, regardless of religious standing or cultural standing or where you're from or whatever.
Okay.
If I may throw a spanner in the works,
Yes, sir.
I don't know how much you believe in, or you may be calling them conspiracy theories. If there is a truth to the fact that the world is being run by certain people in the shadows, what is their spirituality and what is their spiritual agenda? Is there a God that they worship? Is there a spiritual agenda that they are pushing?
I would say it's kind of a case of Hitler. It's spiritualism unto themselves. They worship themselves. They want to keep the power within themselves, within their circles. I feel like their biggest thing is just greed. If indeed there is. I'm not saying there's a family there in the shadows controlling every presidency ever, you know. But if there is, I feel like they're just staying there because screw it. Who else is gonna do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Do you think there's somebody in the shadows?
Of course there is.
Okay.
Of
What do
course
you
there
think
is.
their end goal is?
The end goal is absolute control,
Okay. Of the globe.
the global control. I strongly believe there is a new world order agenda.
Okay.
There is a one world government agenda. There's a one religion agenda. Yeah. There's do your research, but
Okay.
yeah. But I strongly believe that there is a hidden force behind the scenes that is controlling what we watch. Entertainment. If you go and pitch your idea now with any channel, they'll tell you it needs to have 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5.
okay. So you feel like that all goes to a certain point where bubbles are
Ultimately, it gets to one person
Okay.
or one organization or one something somewhere. And the question is, what is their spirituality? Those people, what is their agenda? Because even if it's political, they came together for a reason. What is their reason, and how is it affecting you and I sitting here today?
Okay. Okay.
And how is their agenda, or how has their agenda been forming our worldview, our individual worldviews? Because what you know is what you've been told. But what if somebody out there is controlling what they are telling you? Even in the form of movies.
I see Muzi is trying to start his own new episode.
No.
But
I'm just saying
okay.
in terms of spirituality and politics.
Okay. Let me bring it back. We've gone around the roller coaster. I've prodded you guys a little bit. I want to go back to my original prompt. Should religion have a place in South African politics? South African politics. Let's go back around. Your answers, yes or no. No meat on it, no backstory, yes or no. Mr. Mangoba T. Kumalo is saying no, still.
I am saying yes, still.
Okay.
And I'm saying yes still.
I'm about to change my answer.
Hey.
They've given me a lot to think about.
Okay.
And I think this world needs a little bit of God.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So Jesus, take the wheel, yes.
Hallelujah.
Okay. Hi, it seems I'm the only one at the end of the fence, but it's fine, guys. It's fine. Mr. Muslim Tyrell, thank you for your
No,
time.
we need
sir.
to hear what do you have to say?
Oh.
Yes or no?
No, must defend. I said no.
You said no.
I said no.
Okay, no still.
Yes.
Okay.
South Africa being a secular state for me should just remain like that. Separation of church and state. But let me not backstory because I said no backstory. But sir, thank you for coming through today.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guys,
Thank you.
once again, we have come to the end of yet another episode of Under the Effing Sun. So far, nobody has sued us, so the internet shall not refuse us. And just like the roaches in your kitchen, we will be back. And that's it. That's it. Cut the camera.
I'm tryna find a way out of townships.